Right, so in this video, we'll be learning about constructors. Constructors are very important. Um, in order to create an object, an instance of a class. So remember, an object is an instance of a class. We need a constructor method. The constructor is defined within the class. Let's look at the car class with a constructor. The constructor car shares the same name as the class. So essentially you have a constructor that just has public car and then whatever you have, that's it. So to create an instance, we need to call or invoke the constructor within the main method. So the following example assigns a car instance to the variable Ferrari. So that's how you basically create an instance or invoke the constructor. You have the car, which is basically the name of the class, or you have name of the class. You can think of it as the constructor. It doesn't really matter. Then you have the name of the car, and then the new keyword, and then you call the constructor right here. So that's how you call it, and you basically create an object. You're creating an object essentially of the class car. Now, in this example, instead of being declared with a primitive data type like int, boolean, our variable Ferrari is declared as a reference data type. This means that the value of our variable is a reference to an instance's memory. During its declaration, the class name is used as the variable type. In this case, the type is car. So basically what it's saying is instead of like having an int Ferrari, which wouldn't make sense, or a string Ferrari, which would make sense, but a Ferrari is a type car, right? So you're essentially creating that type inside of Java that way. Now, if we were to output the value of Ferrari, okay, let's jump here. After the assignment operator equals, we invoke the constructor method and use the keyword new to indicate what we're creating an instance. Omitting new causes an error. If we were to output the value of Ferrari, we would see its memory address. Okay, keep reading. So this is for computer science AP students. So I'm going to keep reading because we want to really maximize our potential in Java, so I'm going to keep reading this. So we can initialize a reference type variable without assigning it a reference if we utilize the special value null. Something that is null has no value. If we were to assign null to an object, it would have a void reference. For example, in the following code snippet, we'll create an instance of a car, assign it to a reference, and then changes its value to null. So basically, you have a new car, which we named it Thunderbird, and then you print it out. It just prints random memory address, and then you assign it to null, and it's gonna print out null because null is basically like a void. It's just a placeholder keyword. It's important to note if we use a null reference to call a method or access an instance variable, we'll receive a null pointer exception error. So if you use a null reference to call a method or to access the instance variable, you'll get this error. And for this, we have about 3 things to do, so let's do it. Let's explore how code execution moves around file with 2 methods. Add a print statement inside our store constructor with the message I am inside the constructor method. We'll see this message whenever we create an instance of store by calling the constructor. Okay, so this is the constructor. You have the public store. Perfect. And basically what we do is we'll just print out stum.out.println, and we'll do I am inside the constructor method. Okay. Perfect. Let's see if that works. Perfect. No, we did not see our constructor message printed because we haven't run the code inside the constructor. Inside main, so see how I did this, and it doesn't print it out because this is inside of the constructor method. So essentially, you have to call it to have it actually printed. So inside the main method, create an instance of store called the lemonade stand. Don't forget the new keyword. We should see the constructor message. All right. So we'll do store. Name of the store will be lemonade stand equals new store. Call the constructor store constructor, and you get voila. You get this printed out, which is crazy. Inside main, print lemonade stand to see how Java represents this instance. Review the order of the printed messages. So running the program invokes main, and then we create an instance, so then we move from main to store. The code inside store runs. When store finishes, we run the main method again. So let's print the instance. So I'll do system.out.println println, and we'll print out lemonade stand, and I can never spell println. And you get a random memory address right here. So this prints random memory address. Okay. And this is basically it. Won't be printed until constructor is called. This won't be printed until the constructor is called. Yep. Alright, so that is going to end this video. I'm just going to quickly go over what we did here. So first we wrote a method inside the constructor. Then we ran the code, but it wouldn't print the message because we had to call it right here. And then once we called it, it printed the message. But then we print out the lemonade stand. It prints the random memory address. Okay. And then in the next video, we'll be learning about instance fields, which are also very important. So until then, see you guys in the next one.